So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Today's interview is with DoYouFlow, and I first saw her YouTube channel from one of the suggestions from the Seiluke community on who I should interview, and I saw her thumbnails, and they were just so mesmerizing, and I was like, I have to see who this is, and was very impressed. Loved all of her subliminals. I think she's a great person. And yeah, I'm excited to do this first podcast with her. She was very kind to be the first one to join us in this new podcast series. So yeah, welcome to you, Flo.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the nice intro. I'm the creator of DoYouFlow. My name is Daria, and I'm so glad that you invited me here. And I hope I can share some wisdom and spread some love to this community as well. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Awesome. Yeah. So the first question I wanted to ask you was, what got you into listening to subliminals in the beginning, and how long or how have they helped you on a more personal level in your life?
Okay. So actually, it all started actually with affirmations because I didn't know what subliminals were. And I started with affirmations because I was watching this one creator and she was like glowing. She had this aura about her. And I was like mesmerized with her presence and everything. And I was like, what is she doing? And then she was actually speaking about self-love and affirmations and everything. And I was just, for a week, I started following her and her advice, and I would just like listen to affirmations. And in the beginning, it's not natural, like telling yourself, I'm loved, money flows to me, whatever, because it was right the opposite. In the beginning, I was trying to get out of this like state where I was not feeling very like well. I was feeling actually a little bit defeated because you have everything you need in your life, but somehow you're not happy with what you have and you cannot find the reason why. And I mean, it's not like I had billions of dollars or whatever, but I was just like, I have enough. I have plenty. I have a roof over my head and whatever, but I'm just like internally not happy with who I am. And I don't know, I just wanted to fix that. So I started listening to this girl. I started with affirmations and then I stumbled upon subliminals. And it's funny because I was doing it for maybe like a week or two and I started getting like excited about life and I was like, oh my God, everything, like the nature is so beautiful, like everything is so nice. I have everything I need. And then like inspired action came in and I was like, I started my YouTube channel back in like September last year. And I was doing this content, but I didn't really have the belief I could do it. So I would post and whatever, but I didn't really believe in myself. So I stopped in December. And this was back in March when I stumbled upon this channel and everything. And it was just mesmerizing in like 2 weeks, 1 week. And I'm not saying that it's going to be like this for everybody, but it was just, I don't know, inside you can feel the energy changing inside of you and all the ideas flooding your brain. And I was just like, I'm going to start my channel again. And then I just started with affirmations and subliminals, and I really didn't expect anything. And then one of my videos went viral, and I was like, what's going on? I don't know. And my channel got monetized in like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks or something like this. And I was like, what? What's going on? So yeah, that's the short story, or short story long. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so inspiring. And where did you get the name Do You Flow from? Because I absolutely love this name.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'm kind of also into yoga and I like how they say, let's flow, flow. And I also started one of my projects like 2 years ago where I was called DoYouFlow, for yoga content and stuff. And I was like, just, I like this like flow because flow is everywhere in life. You can find it in dance, you can find it in water, in nature, like everything's flowing. So I was like, I'm gonna use my like first and last name, like DO, and then like do you flow, like do you flow? And so it just came to my mind, and then do you flow happened.
Mm. It sounds like you have like more of like a philosophy, just kind of like how you started your YouTube channel, just kind of like you said, just kind of going with the flow. And would you say
Mm-hmm.
it's more so of that? It was more of just like kind of like an intuitive feeling that got you to start your YouTube channel, or was it like
Yes.
more of like a specific like reason?
No, for sure. It was like, so when I started listening to subliminals and affirmations, like everything became clear. It was like I always wanted to have a platform, but I was just afraid of what people would say. And this time it was like, okay, you're just gonna do it. You're gonna help one person at least, you're
Mhm.
gonna spread your word, whatever. And then don't be afraid. It's just like if somebody doesn't like it, it's not your fault. You have your heart, you have your love, and you can spread it to the people who are ready to receive it. And people who are not, it's okay. There's plenty of channels, there's plenty of platforms. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna share my whatever it was, like creativity and love. And so it started.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Yeah, I hear a lot of other influencers saying the same thing. They're like, even if I can just help one person, then I already feel like my mission's like complete. Like it's not about like all the, like how many subscribers I get or that side of things. It's more so just wanting to help people. So that's really cool that you mentioned that.
Did you start your channel because of the same reason as well, or?
Yeah, that's really funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, because when I started off, it was like you said, it was really because like you have this like vision, like you want to help so many people, and then like you said, you first start off, and before my first video went viral, like yeah, there was definitely some insecurities. Um, it was during the lockdown, so thankfully I did at the time have my family support behind me, but I was always just telling myself, yeah, if I can just help just like one person, then that's all that matters. Because there were some negative comments. There was mostly positive comments. But yeah, sometimes when I got a negative comment, I just had to remind myself it's nothing personal. I'm still helping people, and that's all that matters. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's true. And you help a lot of people, like 10,000 people is not, it's not a lot.
thank you. Yeah, yeah. No, it's still like still beyond me. Sometimes it's just like never sinks in really. It's just like a constant like just like wow, what's happening?
Yeah, that's right. But I'm just like, okay, I'm so grateful. Every day I say like, I'm happy I can help. And when I
That's
see
awesome.
like somebody like a comment saying, "Oh, you helped me so much," I'm like, "Oh my God," so you
It's
know.
so beautiful. And then I just wanted to ask um, a really powerful question. I love asking subliminal creators is um, what's a good way to explain subliminals to somebody who's never watched subliminals before? Because obviously there's like myself some skepticism when you first like hear about subliminals. So how would you explain subliminals to somebody as a subliminal creator?
Easy. It's like a magical audio. No, no. But I just always say it's like um so those are, I always go into a tangent when I explain it, but basically it's those are repetitive affirmations that enter your subconscious, and your conscious mind cannot hear it. So we have basically 95% of our mind is like subconscious and 5% is conscious. So like for example, you want to drink something, you take a glass of water. So you are like on your conscious mind, and then all the other things, like for example, you say, I don't want to start my business because I don't feel it's not going to be successful, I'm not going to have money, blah blah blah. This is your subconscious mind telling you like you're not enough, you're never going to make it, like you failed in the past, why would this be any different, so I just say it's like magical tape that makes you a better person and more successful, happier. It's like a potion.
It's like a potion. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, no, it really is, like you said, amazing how a lot of those beliefs I feel like kind of come from like childhood too. Like like you were saying with the whole like belief about failure and just like what we're capable of. It's really fascinating.
Yes, I think we have a lot of beliefs that we didn't challenge, like that we accepted as. So we accept all the beliefs, I think, until we're 7, but I'm not no expert. But and then afterwards, we just go through life without asking ourselves, like, is this even true? Am I really ugly? Am I really like not worthy of money? Am I really wanting to be like, I don't know, broke or unhappy? Am I really like that person? And then it's all about your beliefs, and how our beliefs formed. It's because of your thoughts. So your repetitive thoughts, they create your beliefs. And then if you don't challenge yourself, like right now when you're like older, it's nobody's fault. It's your fault. If you're not happy with your life, you are the
Mm.
master and you can change it, but you have to take over the responsibility, and it's beautiful because once you take over the responsibility, you can actually like change it. So, yeah.
Wow, that's very powerful. Um, very powerful. And yeah, you say you're not an expert, but I think you might know a thing or two.
Oh, thank you. No,
And
it's sorry, sorry. No,
another,
it's because I was so deep into, hating myself and hating like whatever, because I finished the university that's kind of like a difficult university and I never
oh
wanted to
wow.
finish that. Sorry.
Oh no, I didn't know that. Wow. Okay.
Well, yeah, and then I was just like, but I'm not happy. I don't want to do it. Like chemistry, it's nice, but it's not for me. So I'm not saying never, but it's just like I wanted to feel like I was in control. So I started reading more books, exploring more about things that I wanted to learn about, and then yeah, this happened. So
Awesome. Yeah, no, I feel like yeah, like kind of relating to that. Yeah, my subliminal channel just kind of was very unexpected. And I feel like I talked to a lot of other content creators and some of it's planned, but I feel like when they kind of break out, it's just kind of like you said, when there was a more of like a shift in their subconscious where they were like, I can do this, versus like I just want to get a bunch of subscribers or just like a bunch of likes. They kind of shift their mentality to like helping people and just more so believing in themselves. But
yeah.
yeah, oh no, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. Of course, because it's a different energy. There's a energy of needing and wanting, and there's energy of like, okay, I already know, I already have like 1 million subscribers, or if that's even important. And then you're not like hanging on to, yes, I need it and I need it, and it's a different energy. It's like knowing and needing or wanting. It's totally different. So
That's so
once you
powerful.
it's like it comes.
Yeah, that's so powerful. Wow, yeah, you're sharing a lot of really powerful information already. I love it.
I thought it's like basic knowledge.
And I'm learning every subliminal creator is a little different in this area. And one of the main topics I wanted to discuss on this podcast is what are some of your favorite ways as a subliminal creator to boost your results?
That's easy. Just like relax, because I repeat, some people go into it and they're like, already, I really need this to happen. I hope this is gonna be like it's gonna save my life. It's like totally different, you know. If you have a
Mm.
belief that you, oh, first of all, okay, yeah, there are two things. Okay, so if you go into it like with this energy of desperation, you know, when you're, for example, a guy looking for a girl, and then you're so like, girls can feel it, you know, you're
Mm.
desperate, or other way around, you know, you can feel the desperation. You don't know what it is, but it's just that energy, you know. So if you're like desperate, first calm yourself down, like relax, like do breathing exercises, get your nervous system in like in shape, you know, go for a walk, and then put like subliminals, you
Mhm.
know, relax, let it sink in. And then second thing for sure is like the belief thing, because if you go into it and you're like skeptical and you're like, oh no, this is not gonna work, of course it's not gonna work, like everything we tell ourselves becomes true. So it's like, if you say, even if it's like the best subliminal ever, even if those are like the best affirmations ever, whatever, if you say to yourself this is not gonna work, it's not gonna work, you know, because you convinced yourself and you're expecting, you're in the frequency of already not working, you know.
Yeah.
So basically, relax, trust, like trust the process, and yeah, like that's it, you
So
know.
powerful. Yeah, I think I heard, I forget who it was, but it was one of the manifestation people that I guess like one of those manifestation gurus on YouTube or whatever, and he was just saying how like the brain's frequency when you like need something versus want, it's like the same as if like a bank robber was like pointing a gun at your head or something. Like that is literally like the same frequency that your brain is in when you feel like or you think you need something versus you want. So I think that's so powerful that you bring that up. People don't maybe realize that when they're listening to subliminals. It's the same thing as all other manifestations, especially physical results too. I'm sure you know. So yeah,
Mhm.
I totally agree with that. That's so powerful that you would bring that up.
Yeah, like for sure. The frequency is the most powerful thing that you can like even if you're, I don't know, even if you're not listening to anything or you don't believe in it, I just think that you have to realize how to lift your energy, because energy controls like your emotions, you know,
Mm.
and I mean, no, other way. Okay, now I
Hey,
kind of,
fine. I get what you mean.
but anyways, if your energy is high, then you're gonna be like vibrating high, and you're just gonna pick up people and events and like synchronicities that are
Mm.
gonna lead you to where you want to go, you know. So if you keep your frequency high, you're good,
You're
you
gonna
know.
manifest faster. Love
Mhm.
that. And speaking of high frequencies, I love your new 30-day butterfly challenge. Could you explain what led you to start this series and how can it benefit people?
Well, for sure. I wanted to do something like what I did when I kind of transformed, because, and I think butterflies are like gorgeous and everything. So it's basically you saying to yourself, enough is enough, you know, I want to take control over my life. And it all actually starts with like loving yourself and
Mm.
accepting yourself. And it's, I know this like word gets thrown around like self love, but I really do believe that once you can accept yourself, even in your like worst state, even when you're not happy with the way things are going, you know, even when you have 10 pounds, I don't know, more or whatever, even when you don't have the job you want,
Yeah.
it's like telling yourself, but I got your back, you know, I got you, you know, it's you and me against the world, you know. And then once you start loving yourself, it reflects back in your reality. So when I started, I was like, this is this is magic, because I was like, before I would, like, the person you spend most time in your life with is yourself. And how do
Mm.
we talk to ourselves? it's not nice at times, you know. You're like your biggest enemy, you know. And if you are able to change this one thing, like just being supportive and loving, I think you can like change the world, you know. You can change, you can do whatever. You can
Wow.
do whatever, you know, because I got your back, you know. Even if there's a problem, I got your back, you know. It's you and me, you know. And then you don't need anybody else. So this is why I wanted to do the 30-day challenge, you know, to try to show
Mhm.
people that if they stick to it, like your life depends on this, you know, it's you. And if you
Mm.
decide to choose yourself, you will see the results, you know. So if you do the, like, for example, today I woke up, I wasn't feeling very well, but I have my, you know, stuff that are gonna get me out of this, like,
Mm.
state that's like not loving, let's say. So I went
Mhm.
for a walk and I was like, I love this nature. I'm so grateful for this sun over here. I'm so grateful for
Mm.
this morning, for the fact that I'm filming a podcast. I love myself, you know? And then people think it's selfish. No, it's not selfish.
Mm.
If you love yourself, you have the love. So it means you're filled with love and you can give it to others, you know, you can
Mm.
help others because you cannot create abundance from lack. Whatever it is, you know, if you're lacking money, you cannot create more
Mm.
money, you know. But if you say, okay, wow, I have this $5 and I can, I don't know, you know, there are ways, you know. So once your mind becomes abundant, once your mind becomes like filled with love, you have more to give. So
Mm.
yeah.
So powerful. Yeah, no, and I love how you mentioned that. I heard a quote that, like, everything in the universe starts with yourself first. So I
Mhm.
totally agree. I don't think it's selfish. I think it's, like you said, if you don't truly love yourself first, then it's like you're not going to be able to give more of an authentic love out to the world and people. So
Mhm.
yeah, I totally agree that it needs to start with yourself first. And I really love how you mentioned that self love just really raises your overall vibration as a person and just lets you tap into that abundance. That's so powerful. Yeah, I really love all that.
Of course. And like universe, it's like universe. So it's you create your own universe because, for example, two-person are not gonna see the same day the same. You know, for example, a homeless person is not gonna see the nature and the sun the same way you see it. You know, so
Mm,
you create your own universe with your thoughts. You know, and it all starts here. You know.
awesome. And
Yeah. But,
yeah,
okay.
I noticed some of your other subliminals also include the universe in the titles. How would you describe something like significant like the universe to somebody in words the best you can? And how can your universe subliminals like benefit people that listen to them?
Mhm. Well, I would say it's like an infinite force that is within all of us. I think we are all part of the universe. And exactly with our thoughts and beliefs, we create our own universes, okay?
Mm.
So if you are connected and if your thoughts are loving, you're going to create a loving universe for yourself, okay? And if your thoughts are negative and like if you say to yourself, "Oh, I'm never gonna get this job," well, guess what? You're never gonna get this job. You know, it's easy. Universe is listening to you, or you can say God, you can say loving force, whatever. Because I think it's easy. You know, you form your own reality from your own thoughts and emotions, and as soon as you switch your energy, as soon as you switch your negative thought, your negative self talk, you're gonna switch your universe. You're gonna, and sometimes it takes time, you know, because let's say you lived for 25 years in this state of hate and like resentment towards yourself, you know, it's gonna take some time to clear this all up, you know, and then you can see flowers and rainbows, you know. And like I remember the when I started my affirmations, like the next day, I like like very amazing things would happen, just
Wow.
like this because I changed my energy. I was offered like this job that was twice the pay. I was
Wow.
just like, how did this happen? And you cannot even explain some things, but I know it's just because I switched my frequency from like low
Mm,
vibes to high vibes, and
wow.
then it, you start meeting people, things start like shifting. So yeah,
Wow.
um, that's it.
I love that. Yeah, no, that was a really good description. Yeah.
Yeah, and basically, if you if you're not selfish, I mean selfish, in a sense, like people say, yes, I want this car and I want this house and of course you can have it, but your soul is not gonna be happy with the material,
Mm,
because we came here for bigger purpose. We came here to connect, to form like
mm,
friendships, and to create something. Our souls want to create.
mm,
So what do you want to create? Like, what's your
mm,
vision? It's not
mm.
about the car because it's gonna be fun for a month or two, I don't know, but like what do you really want to create? So
Mm,
yeah. And also like those subliminals can help you maybe like tap into more of that, like what is your soul searching for? Because of course you can have all the money in the world, but what do you really want? That's the
mm.
question.
That's so powerful. Yeah. No, and for it kind of goes to the next question a little bit. I find the love in your subliminals so inspiring. I know every subliminal creator kind of has a little bit of a spin-off in the energies they put. But one focus I noticed yours is really on that you've been kind of talking about is just love. And I know you started your channel last year, and you kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. I kind of wanted to go back to that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how can love and making just good decisions in life help people be successful? Because what you did in a year is pretty impressive. You've already had a couple videos break out, and I know you mentioned some other projects that we're going to talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, how can love and just making good decisions really take someone somewhere really fast? I know you've kind of talked about it, but maybe any other pointers you just wanted to add
Mm-hmm.
in?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think like the love is the answer. I know it sounds, maybe all of my answers are like ooh, but they really work. I don't know if people really did like the gratitude, the affirmations, the subliminals, they would see the difference. But it's just because of their beliefs, like nothing can change, and because people live in the state of like probabilities because they are based on past, and they don't see the possibilities,
Mm,
because if you live in the past, you will never see the new future because but in the past it didn't work,
mm,
and then they limit themselves to all the great possibilities because you don't know what tomorrow holds for you, what today holds for you. But
yeah.
if you switch your energy, you never know. So I wanted to say, like, of course the love is going to help you because a love will delete all your negative thoughts, like whatever you dreamed of as a kid.
Mm,
Now it's going to be possible because you believe in yourself and because you have your own back. And even though sometimes some hardship might appear, with love you will conquer it. So it's not like my life is now perfect, but I know I have my own back, and I know
mm.
that I can do great things. It's not like, I don't know. So it's
No, that,
just
yeah.
it's very powerful, the force of love.
Yeah.
It feels like you can do anything. So it's yeah, lovely.
And one thing you mentioned was letting go of the past. What would be a good example you feel that subliminals could help somebody with letting go of their past, or maybe even depression a little bit? Or what would be another way um that you would use to really just to let go of the past? Because I feel like you've really mastered that or really embraced just letting go of the past and are just really blossoming right now. So
Yeah. uh, well, for me, meditation definitely helps because let's say you formed some sort of identity through your life, okay? So people told you, "Oh, you're never gonna succumb to anything," or how do you say, sorry, English is not my first language, but
oh, why?
you're
I
never
didn't even
gonna
know that.
be, yeah,
Why?
like universe is never gonna be, oh my god, you're never gonna be good enough, you're never gonna be successful, and you hear this over and over, like in your life, and you start believing it, you know. And I read like this Joe Dispenza book where you practically um, there is like a whole meditation process where you totally um, distant, distant, distance yourself from your identity and who you think you are and who you think you need to be.
Mm.
And then you start building new blocks. Okay. So meditation, I've been meditating since like Corona, I think, like since 2020 or something. And at the beginning, your mind, your ego is fighting you, you know. It's
Mm.
like, no, don't sit, don't, and all the thoughts are coming in and you think, oh, I'm doing it wrong. But nobody, people would tell me, but how do you meditate? I'm doing it wrong. You're never doing it wrong. If your mind is resisting, it means it's working, you know, because you have to sit with the uncomfortable thoughts and just let them pass. Don't
Mm.
catch them. Don't, like, what am I gonna eat tomorrow? Oh, I'm gonna cook rice. Oh, no, just let. Okay, what am I gonna eat? What am I gonna do? Blah blah blah. Just watch them as clouds, you know. Okay, so meditation, like, I think everybody should meditate, but then again, I know, I know. You don't have to. This is just my friendly advice.
Yeah.
And then once you detach yourself from the old identity, you can create your new identity. How would this
Mm.
person feel? How would this person act? How would this person show up to this thing? You know, for example, when you asked me for the podcast, my mind was like, oh my God, but who am I to do a podcast? You know, and then I was like, okay, this is an interesting thought, you know,
Mm.
and because I kind of like meditated and I understand that I have some thoughts that will pop up, you know, and then I can see it. I can open it and I can see, okay,
Mm.
it's because I think I'm not good enough or worthy enough or whatever. Oh, okay, but this is not true. So I'm gonna do the podcast, you know, because new me does things that are
That's
uncomfortable, you
awesome.
know. And yeah, so basically subliminals as well, if you listen to them enough and if you're relaxed, you can also, I forgot to say this advice, when you listen to subliminals, you can maybe like visualize, what do you want, like what are you trying to achieve, like do you want peace, maybe like close your eyes and try to feel peace, like the last time you felt peace, last time you felt happiness, and you don't even realize, like if you remember, if you close your eyes and remember the exact same spot, who you were with, what were you doing, you know, everything, you visualize it, it's like your brain doesn't know if it's true or not, you know, and
Mm.
you're feeling it once again, you feel the peace, you feel the love,
Mm.
you feel the joy. I was watching now like a podcast of Kathy Heller, and she said basically in the morning when we choose what to wear this day, we can also choose our emotions. So, do
Mm.
you want to wear joy? Do you want to wear happiness? Do you want to wear, and then just
Wow.
like having a little reminders. You know, for example, every time I go through a door, I'm gonna remind myself, I
Wow.
said, okay, let me be joyful. Or maybe have like a necklace or something that reminds you, okay, today I choose happiness, because in
Mm.
every situation, in every single situation, you can choose the better emotion. And of course, sometimes you have to feel the emotions, you have to feel them, but you don't have to act on them, you know? So it's, I said a lot of things,
No, no,
but
you're sharing a lot of really, really powerful advice. Yeah, really, really appreciate all of that.
Thank you. But yeah, for sure, it would be for me. For example, this morning it was kind of like okay, a little bit rough, and then I was like, okay, I know what to do. I know exactly what to do, and it helped. It helps every time. I did
Oh
my
yeah.
meditation. I went to get some sun, or if you don't have some sun, just go to the nature.
Hmm.
And like 5 minute walk is enough. And like do some affirmations that you know work for you because not
Mm.
all affirmations are gonna work the same way. Or put a subliminal and just breathe. I like to put like a hand
Mm.
on my heart and breathe and remember, like remember that every single day is a new opportunity, like to create something new, you know. So
So
every
powerful.
single day you wake up, you get to like whatever happened yesterday,
Mm.
it's in the yesterday, it's in the
Yeah,
past, you know. You have a clean slate, clean board, you know, you can create whatever you want.
I love that. Yeah. I,
And
I,
yeah.
I love what you said about nature. I think it was Bob Proctor that used to always say that like nature is like the most perfect vibration, but it's supposed to be our natural vibration. That's why when we go out to nature, it just like resets us to like just
Mm,
our natural vibration. So yeah, I really love that
mm,
you brought
I
that
love
up. That's yeah, that's so powerful. And then just a few more questions here. Yeah, so I graduated in 2013, and I started watching like at the time there was only like two like self-help or self-improvement gurus like Tony Robbins
mhm.
and Bob Proctor was kind of the other one on at least on YouTube. I know there were some other names kind of like experimenting with it, but even those two, they didn't really teach a lot about self-love. I know you've talked a lot about it today,
Okay.
but more so for like the younger audience that watch Subliminals, like somebody that's just graduating high school. What advice or where would you point them if there's something maybe they're hating about themselves or just not really like just an insecurity? How can subliminals help them with that?
Yeah, well, for sure. I think my high school self is now healed, finally healed, you know. But yeah, it's difficult to navigate all those like negative emotions and comparing yourself. I think for me, at least, it was like always comparing yourself to other person, to their success, to their beauty, to their whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think these days as well, it's pretty obvious because of the TikTok and
Yeah.
Instagram and whatever. So this like is a perfect thing to help you detach yourself from this because if you are I'm now learning about yoga and there was like this powerful image that showed once your physical body is like smaller than your no, once your spiritual body shrinks into the body size, you're gonna be overthinking about how you look, about your
Mm,
physical appearance, about comparing yourself, and your
mm,
soul is not gonna be able to thrive, like to
wow.
create, to explore. So
Wow.
once we are like too centered in the physical, like your body, your money, your income, you cannot create because your soul is shrinking, you know.
Mm,
So it's very powerful for you like to listen to subliminals because your mind can absorb positive affirmations and not that self negative talk, you know. So obviously it's gonna help, you know. So just like relax, put yourself in a mood, you know, listen to them, maybe visualize, light up a candle, you know,
mm,
and just enjoy the process, you know,
mm.
for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I love how you mention relaxation so much. Yeah, I feel like that's something that's really overlooked in the subliminal community because when I was like reading through the comments when I first started listening to subliminals, there was a lot of people mentioning like drink a lot of water, like in every comment, and a couple people were like make sure to sleep good if you like when you can, and then but I never really saw much about relaxation, and I really like kind of discovered that myself through meditating, like you were saying. So yeah, I really love that you've brought that up today. I feel like that's definitely something that's overlooked a lot.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. I always just yeah, reading the Joe Dispenza book as well, and he was saying like how we go from beta waves to like alpha
Mm.
waves and stuff. So relaxation definitely is gonna help you because you're gonna open, because as children we have so much creativity, we have so much spark, and we are, I think, I think we are then in alpha state. So we get to create, we get to flow. So if you relax, your subconscious mind is gonna pick it up more easily, and it's gonna be more enjoyable. Yeah. So
Awesome. And just some closing questions. I know we've really discussed a lot of really powerful information that I feel is hopefully going to reach a lot of people or really touch a lot of people. Um, what are your goals for your YouTube channel going forward? Like we mentioned, I know it's been about a year now, so it's still fairly new. Yeah, what goals do you have?
yeah, well, actually, I was thinking the same because I was like, okay, I love creating subliminals and like video editing and stuff. But I was just like, I think I have to. And then in that moment, you kind of suggested the podcast. But my
Oh
idea was
wow.
like, should I start like talking about the things that I know? And I was like, I was also a bit doubting myself, but I think I have it clear now. I think I'm gonna start maybe showing more like my face, trying to give advice to people as well, because I saw your channel as well. You also did it like continuously, right? You started with subliminals and then you started speaking to your audience, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, and it's like subliminals, like you were mentioning. Yeah, it's definitely a journey. Like when I first started teaching, during like about 4 years ago during the lockdown, yeah, I still look at some of those videos and I'm just like, wow. And I don't like to delete them just for people can kind of see like the progression and the personal growth. But yeah, it's definitely a journey, I would say. Like you said, at first I was just like, oh my goodness, like speaking in front of the camera and like what if like there all the insecurities come out. But then people started to respond positively and it's like, oh wow, like maybe I do have something to say that can help somebody. So, and
Mm-hmm.
I think you would be amazing at it. Yeah, I think this podcast has been really really powerful, and I think it's great that there's a lot of female speakers too. um because I feel like nowadays with social media, I mean, I know there's, I think Lewis Hose talks about, I don't want to get too far off track, but like the whole like alpha male mask and like that side of things for guys. But I feel like there's still like so many like especially younger people that listen to subliminals that need to hear like more female speakers just talk about self-love and meditation and those kinds of things. So yeah, I think you would be, yeah, that would be awesome to watch.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because yeah, so this is the direction. Of course, I'm gonna continue with the subliminals, but maybe something new as well. We'll see.
And I know you have YouTube, obviously. Where else could people follow you on social media?
Oh, well, I made the I made TikTok and Instagram as well. I think it's just DoYouFlow, but
Okay.
I'm not very active over there because I'm a lover of a longer like a longer form content. But I think I will try to make more short content as well. So yeah, Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, obviously, and yeah. That's
Awesome. And I know like every podcast kind of has like their own closing, but it all kind of revolves around
yeah.
just I guess, do you have any like final words to say to the audience, or just any closing messages you feel like you want to express?
Yes. Well, I think I want to say that you came to this world like with a purpose, and you might not think you did, and you might not think that you're special, but every single person here came here for a reason. And yeah, just remind yourself that you're loved, and that you can do hard things, And sometimes when you're afraid and when you embrace the fear, it's when you conquer it. When you say, okay, I'm afraid, but I'm still gonna do it. And then you take away the power of the fear. So
Mm.
that's it. That's what came to me right
No,
now.
that is that is so powerful, and yeah, I really enjoyed today's podcast. I feel like there was a lot of really powerful things that you mentioned, and yeah, I'm really glad that our communities could come together and do this. And I feel like
Mhm.
this really will touch a lot of people because there was just so much love and positivity in the podcast. And yeah, hopefully, maybe in a few months or down the road, we could do another one or something.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, thank you
Well,
so much for. Oh, sorry. Thank you so much for yeah, for accepting the invitation.
no, thank you so much for having me. I was a little bit afraid at the beginning, but thank you for making it so fun and easy. So
Awesome.
thank you.